Do you recommend working with financial advisors? I'm not sure what to make of it. Thanks. Yeah. Okay. So the way it works with money management is as follows. All big investment banks like Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, et cetera, UBS, they all have a division called private wealth management. And what they do is they will charge you a 1% fee every year to manage money for you. And it's based on the assets you give them. So if you give them $1 million, they'll charge you 10 grand per year. And I know it seems like a lot, it's ridiculous. However, really wealthy people, they're interested in, number one, preserving capital, number two, making money. And a lot of times these high-priced money managers can actually save you money in taxes. And they provide you with world-class accountants, tax lawyers, etc., which justifies a 1% fee if you don't have time to actively manage your money yourself. Yeah. So with respect to whoever's reaching out to you, I would do deep research on them to find out if they're a legit company or not, obviously, but do a ton of research there. Yeah, because what happens is as you go from one company to the next, you have a retirement program at every company if you choose to be a part of it. And it gets complicated trying to roll them all together if you work at lots of different companies. This firm might be able to help you, but do a lot of research first, please. Now, the most important thing that we can all do when we make money is, if we can do it, if we have the budget for it, every paycheck you get, make sure that a certain amount of money is taken out, so it's out of sight, out of mind, and put into your retirement savings program. It's free money from the government. How does it work? Well, every country has a retirement savings program. They're called different things. In the United States, it's called 401k. In Canada, it's called RRSP. In other countries, it's called something different. So if you don't know the name of your retirement savings program, do a search on what is the 401k equivalent in my country name. And the way it works is you can take a certain amount of money, 20,000 or whatever it is in the US now. Every year you can take about a certain amount of money and you can put into a special account and buy stocks and other assets, okay? And if you make a lot of money and you sell those stocks, you don't pay taxes. So it grows a lot. And when you're older, when you want to take the money out to retire, then you pay tax. But so what? It's a much bigger number. So it's a great deal. It's free money. Everybody has to do it, please. Now, there's different types of retirement accounts too. Like in the United States, you mentioned IRA. There's something called a Roth IRA, which is similar to what I just explained, the 401k, except you pay taxes first, then you put the money into a Roth IRA, and it grows tax-free. And when you take the money out later, you don't pay tax. And there's a lot of controversy with Peter Thiel, who's the first investor in Facebook and the co-founder of PayPal. And he has a great firm called Founders Fund, and I partnered with him in the past. Great firm, venture capital. What Peter Thiel did was, when he was one of the early employees at PayPal, one of the co-founders along with Max Levchin, he took a lot of those shares in the company on pennies in the dollar, and he put it into his Roth IRA. And he did the same thing with Palantir. He was the first notable investor in Palantir as well. And I invested, disclosure, with Palantir when I worked in venture capital along with him years ago. I'm not a shareholder in Palantir now, though. So what he did was he took Palantir shares and PayPal shares, and he put them into his Roth IRA. Now, the Roth IRA, you can only put in like $6K every year versus $20K for your 401k. So he put those shares into his Roth IRA, right? And he marked them at pennies in the dollar. And now they're worth between $5 and $10 billion, and he'll never pay tax on that. And the controversy about this is you're not allowed to do it if you control a private company. But he didn't really control a private company because he was the co-founder of PayPal along with Max Levchin.